Hi, this is Trista of Trista and the Edibles, and tonight I'm going to finish the third part in a three-part series about how to live your life, and that is lesson number one is learn to cook. And why should we learn to cook? So we can we could be self-sufficient above all, and then also for longevity, we want to live as long as possible, right? So we're going to eat things that we grow ourselves, and we're not going to eat this fake food that it's not food that most Americans are eating. It's food like product. Okay, we got to get that straight. um and nutrition isn't even studied in medical schools. That's something of concern for me as a medical school graduate myself, Taipei Medical University, um, where I also studied obesity research. And that was mainly so that I could come back and help my sister, who suffered from obesity most of her life, but actually, as I came to the conclusion, that was a matter of her choice to be obese. So yeah, it's a matter of choice, and it's also a matter of we'll go on to how to live your life, um, to take up that issue as well. So I hope, let's see, any other, like the take-home message from this one is cook for yourself. It's also the perfect bonding experience. And I wanted to give a brief story of how I learned to cook, because when I was growing up, I didn't want to learn how to cook because learning to cook made you a so-called housewife. So I resisted I didn't know how to cook. My mom was a great cook. She's Italian, she also made a lot of kind of Chinese stir fry with tofu. She did magical things with tofu, Mama G. But I was exposed to. I love Chinese food. So and I've learned how to. I've taken a Thai foods course and wrote about it for a magazine. So Thai food is usually my favorite. It's also vegetarian, and naturally, or my default is to prepare a series of curries for myself. And I find that the yellow and the reds and the green curries, they're the most delicious thing. And they've got an amazing collection of superfoods in there: the basil and the coriander, or cilantro, as it's called here, or and just a plethora of great things. The micronutrients. That's what we're looking for. So, and in processed food, they don't give you that stuff. When you make your own food, you can use exactly the things you love. Like I love chickpeas and olives and pesto. Those are kind of my guilty, what do you call them? Guilty weaknesses or whatever. You can put that in the comments what that term is. But anyway, so it's a matter of substituting things. So you're going to be eating a lot better, and you're going to have a lot to show for it. It's also more satiating. There's a term in obesity research: if something satiates you, then you won't eat some junk food later on, for example. So that's the idea, that if you eat well and you eat hearty but rich, like rich in terms of like you feel full and you feel satiated, then then you're on the right track, because then you don't have the need to eat junk food. It's an addiction. It's bioengineered to make it so that people are literally addicted to eating the whole bag of chips rather than, one serving, which is what, like 12 chips. So, yeah, you can control the sugar that you're intaking. Recently, the modern diet is, it's got what's called a modern disease of civilization aspect to it, like diabetes. Diabetes is actually kind of like a kind of modern disease, because people never ate this much sugar and this much salt in just phenomenal quantities that overwhelms our bodies. So we start to have sickness. But when you learn to cook and you provide the right the materials for your bodies to thrive, and your cells to replace, and maybe even with more, give them raw foods, what's called raw food. So like fruits and vegetables, non-cooked, not just straight from the peel. Bananas. And so yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. And have a great evening. I hope this has been instructional. Good night.